The laws of karma must be adhered to, or you will fail. Now I can explain why this system of control has survived for so long. Through the lies and deception is having us forever looking for that elusive remedy. The rule here is you must advertise or notify your intentions ahead of time before implementing your plans, and the truth must be well hidden. Whereas the evil intent behind these plans or intentions are forecast in many different ways through media, music, coming out of Hollywood or Holy Wood, whereas these messages are scripted into the movies and in the media and publications, and are all forecast this way by the very dark ones that are deceiving and controlling all of our minds. They are well aware of the one great law that applies to us all, and this is their way to notify us of the truth of their plans ahead of time. However, this is still done in minimal amounts through many movies and media, and in most cases over and over many times. Then it is up to us to either accept it or not. And in most cases, again, we are left to create those events simply by it being planted into our subconscious mind, and by us thinking and worrying about it. Whereas we simply feed more negative energy back to the creators. And at some point in time, as it was planned, it will most likely happen as it was forecast, all by suggestion, over and over again, instilling it into our subconscious. This is why it is important to not get too involved or believe anything you hear without questioning where it came from, and if it indeed really applies to you. I am sure you can relate to this saying: curiosity killed the cat. When you understand how the subconscious mind works, you will see it is like a massive hard drive in your computer, holding tens of thousands of bytes of data, just sitting there, waiting for you to activate it into your reality. This is where you have stored all you know from your life's journey thus far. And this means all the good and the bad experiences, and what you have been programmed to believe in, be it true or false. So my guess here is most, if not all, of this information is not to benefit you, or about you, and to aid you in your development as a living and loving human light being. So, to help you all out, I would like to recommend you consider a subconscious detox or a reprogramming of your mind. just to prevent all this old useless data and damaging information coming back at you again, to further confuse you and distract you away from knowing the true self and your life's purpose. As only the truth matters in all actual reality, everything else is fiction. Banking, science, religions, agencies, institutions, and government bodies, all connected affiliates are corporations, and all based on fraud and the illusion of course. Think about it this way. A corporation is simply a conglomerate of entities acting as a body corporate, all working together as one. And a corporation can only be seen as anything, and a corporation cannot be seen as anything living. Therefore, it is all fiction and artificial in character, as its only purpose is to exist for a profit. By the harvesting of our energy in order to function. But what they don't tell us is that your participation is voluntary and necessary for its own existence. And from there it makes it impossible to deal with, as the corporation has no consciousness and no way to correspond or interact with the living, as in your reality. It cannot think or have the capacity to talk for itself, so it really does not and cannot act on its own. So again, in your reality, there is no claimant with any first-hand knowledge of the controversy. And in order to get around this problem, you, the living, must consent to be a corporate body yourself, in order to be able to interact or be under the jurisdiction of the said corporation. So in your reality, it does not have any authority to govern or hold any power over you whatsoever. And this is where the legal name scam comes into play, that being the fiction character that was created by the Crown that you think is you. It too is a corporation, simply your birth name that was registered to the Crown becomes their property to administer. Therefore, they do not have any power of attorney over you, the living man. Now, this will also include any authority from affiliates, agencies, institutions such as judges, courts, governments, police, and military personnel. I have posted links below to some of these easy-to-follow solutions by Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton. I have tried these methods myself and can verify that they do work. Changing your perception on life and in turn learning to think for yourself instead of being told what and how to think by another. This is how you lose the fear and create a new, more powerful you. This is like me saying to you, take your family and yourself to the highest cliff overlooking the ocean and jump off to your death onto the jagged rocks below. Would you do it? This just shows you how deeply programmed we are. Time to break these shackles, my friends. Stop following the leader and become your own creator. This is how they pass the karma on to us. So we are the ones that are responsible for what happens. We were told it would happen, but most of us did not see or give it a lot of thought at the time. So we all unconsciously go ahead collectively and manifest it into our reality. Merely by having that thought planted into our subconscious. That's mass mind control on a global scale. Another way to think about this is the world is a stage for actors to play out their parts in this matrix illusion. The philosophy behind this is, if you tell a lie and make it big enough, then tell it often enough, it will become your reality. This was the way they were kept from harming themselves. The one great law of karma. This has been the knowledge I have acquired through meditation and quietening the mind. Only then will you allow the answers to come to you. And plus being led to study the ancient knowledge. There is a saying that states, if you be still, you will move ahead. And knowing that all the answers are found within. This we all eventually will find. And this too was again indicated in the Bible. It is hidden deep within the words from Jesus. The message was clear for those with an open mind.
Having questions about this conjunction that I'd like to address. There are prophecies all over the world about The end of this age, or the coming of the end, when the destruction happens, is there's this big celestial event, and is this conjunction it? No. This conjunction is part of a ritual that began on September the 11th. And it reached it reaches its halfway point this year. It's just halfway. It created a seal that began in 2016 with the first eclipse. This solstice marks halfway through that eclipse. It's the 3.5-year point between two eclipses that are 7 years apart, that makes an X, which is the symbol for this age. But the ritual itself will continue until 2041. They have to mirror everything. So beginning this solstice, they have to mirror the past 20 years in reverse. They have to mirror it in reverse. Just like the rainbow flag has, the rainbow itself has purple on bottom, but our chakras have purple on top. They must mirror themselves. Now, I do want to talk about the celestial event that everybody's referring to. I want to talk about it. What is going to happen in the heavens that even the prophets don't want to call out and say what it is. All these great prophets and seers and visionaries, they just talk about an event in the sky, an event in the heavens, and every eye shall see it, and what that event will be. I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. I'm going to leave a link below for this playlist. You can find this, Maurice Cottrell's Secrets of the Super Gods. You can find it at archive.org, and they have a torrent link down there, a magnet link, to where you can just download this in one video. But this guy's broken it up into sections, and it's one of the few that still remains on YouTube. I actually used to have this on one of my first channels. They just let anybody post it. It's on archive.org. I'm not going to bother reposting it on my channel. I'm just going to let this guy get the views. He's been there long enough. Now, I watch this a couple of times a year for the past decade. Every time I watch it, I learn something new. I'm fascinated by this man's work. Now, he's basically, well, I'll just read it. He's an engineer. In 1989, engineer and scientist Maurice Cottrell found a way of calculating the duration of long-term magnetic reversals of the sun. That's what he does. He studies the sun and magnetism. He's an engineer. But what he discovered about the magnetism of the sun blew his mind, because it all pointed to one thing. Using this knowledge, he was able to break the codes of the ancient sun-worshipping civilizations. First, the Mayas of Central America, those of Tutankhamun of Egypt, and Viracocha of South America, before cracking the codes of the terracotta warriors of China. And they're all telling the same thing. They all point to the same thing, a celestial event. And that event is the reversal of Venus. Venus is the only planet in our solar system that's connected to the chakras that spins clockwise instead of counterclockwise. The only one. And in Viracocha, Lord Pakal, Chalam Balam, all of Central and South America tell this story. And they calculate the suns in the heavens as to when this happens and when it will happen again. But we have been in 3,000 years of Venus, our heart chakra, not in retrograde, but actually spinning backwards. And it's all due to the effects of the magnetism of the sun. So I'm going to leave the link for this playlist right here. I'd like to say I want to threaten you all to come watch it. But I'm just going to suggest that you come watch this. But this is the most fascinating video I've ever seen. This man is brilliant beyond description. I love his work. I wish I could get my hands on more of his work that were in video format. He does have books available, but this is just, he tells you in the beginning that to explain what he's doing will take 16 hours, but he has less to do it in less than 2 hours. So it's really chopped down. Now, I've been through some of his books, so I've seen the greater of the work. But this is all about everything that the Mayas did was to calculate when Venus was going to turn back around and go the other way. And that's the celestial event that marks what we are told is the Mayan calendar. It's actually Aztec, never was Mayan. And you'll really, once he gets deep into this material, you're going to realize how stupid we really are, and how uneducated and how programmed the world is today, and that how much smarter these people were that lived a long time ago than what we are now. We have technology and calculators and computers, and they just did it all with their minds. But we have been living in 3,000 years of Venus spinning the wrong way. And that sure does explain a lot to me about what's wrong with the heart of man these days. Nobody seems to have any empathy or seems to have any heart whatsoever. Copper bloodlines tend to be your empaths, and those that have the big hearts tend to be on that copper bloodline. It's the iron bloodline and everything's spinning backwards. People with black hearts instead of red hearts, right? Lots and lots of them out there. But this helps explain all of that and what it means to be in this dark age and what it means to be in the next age is all a matter of what the sun does that causes Venus to change its polarity and start spinning the other way. So the event that we're going to witness is going to be an event of the sun. And then it's going to change frequencies and Venus is going to start spinning the other way. Now, I've had the vision, a dream vision. I call it a dream vision when they repeat themselves, but do not change. And I've had several dreams in my life that they repeat themselves in exact order. It's always the same. Nothing ever changes. Man, I keep having this one dream about the sun and solar flares, but I see it burning up Mercury. People use the word scorched earth. I saw scorched Mercury. For whatever that matters, that's what I saw. And it very well, when a solar flare could hit Mercury, or Venus for that matter, and quickly cause them to stop dead in their tracks and turn around and start spinning the other way. Does that mean they go backwards in the solar system? No, that's retrograde. I'm just talking about spinning on its axis. That every one of us for the past 3,000 years has been born with a heart that spins the opposite way. All right, that's my take on it all.
The fire worshippers are all designated in Asia, which is considered in alchemy or in tradition as the Orient, its origin, orientation. It must be thrown back into the fire to be destroyed. That was Bilbo Baggins' journey, was to destroy the zodiac, because it is the magic circle that rules us all. The king had his magic circle. He has to put that ring back on to become the king in return of the king. One ring to rule them all. Like I said, I've seen zodiacs. When you talk about Genesis, God created a garden eastward, the sunrise in Eden, a zodiac, and they were all trees. There were many trees in the garden, the zodiac. And there was a serpent in the garden, which is Libra. They changed it. It's even been removed. I've done that fiery serpent on the pole. They show you these images of these serpent beings. Let's see if I can find one of those. Matter of fact, I'm just going to skip that for now and do a whole video on that, because that's what you're talking about. All of these, it's astrological symbolism. The zodiac we currently have is an amalgamation. There is no Scorpio in the zodiac. That came from the Age of Fire out of Persia. The Scorpio originally, where's our Scorpio? Here we go. Our Scorpio originally was a great eagle from the zodiac that were all birds, because all of them were heavenly signs. It's hard to decipher. You have to know all of these legends and traditions to understand what goes where. It's like the female serpent, this reptilian race, ooh, fear-mongering. It's a woman, Venus, in Libra. The serpent, the one they keep hiding. That's all it is. That's all it designates. The age of Libra. I've done this in from Genesis to Revelation in 7 minutes. All of this is mythology. But mythology is truth and religion is the lie. Yeah, I want the Freemason tracing board. It's all right here. It's the same thing as the Tree of Life, or what we recognize in Kabbalistic tradition. You have, let's get one on here. You have the sun pillar and the moon pillar. You have the tradition of severity, and then the other one. But the true path is right up the middle. You have solar astrology based on the sun, and you have lunar astrology based on the moon. Sidereal astrology is lunar astrology. We're given solar astrology. The true astrology is Saturnalian astrology. The path right up the middle. This is where you want to be. You want to go right up the middle. Not the left-hand path or the right-hand path. Saturn rules astrology in Aquarius. It's karma. You will reap what you sow. No more grace. No more law. No more solar astrology. When I do your charts, damn it, when I do your charts, I'm telling you your solar position and your lunar position. But I make it clear that Saturn rules that chart. He created astrology. It's an alchemical circle. It's a magic circle. And it's there to purify us. An alchemical circle is to bring out the quintessence of a thing. The perfect, to make you the best you can be. It's the center path. It's neither lunar nor solar. The sun rules the age of Leo, opposite Saturn in Aquarius. The moon rules the age of Cancer, opposite Saturn, who rules Capricorn. In that day, you will have no need of the sun or the moon. You will have no need of solar astrology or lunar astrology, for I will be with you, Saturn. That's the difference. This is the ring that's been hidden from us all. It's the middle path. It's Saturnalian. He is the God of heaven and earth, Aquarius, Capricorn, the golden age. On either side of the golden age is Jupiter. Jupiter rules with Mars and rules fire and water with the sun and the moon and Mars. They are the profane. The moon is the destroyer in the age of Cancer, working with Jupiter and Mars. Mars and Jupiter ruling that fire that created that ring of confusion in the age of Leo. Resurrected in Gemini and put into practice in the age of Taurus in so-called Egypt. Hidden again in Aries. Moses brought them out and showed them the serpent on the pole, Libra. They fell back into Babylon. We're in the age of Pisces, and they still got you worshiping this fire god of thou shalt not from the age of Aries, Babylon, and Sagittarius. The lie's been going on since the age of Sagittarius. They call themselves the illuminated ones, when God said, let there be light. Jupiter is a failed star. In the movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, they tell you that Jupiter is going to become a star. Well, that's not what's in the book. In the book, it's Saturn. They changed it, just like they do everything. They're imposters. They're liars. These false fire kings. These wizards, advisors. There's no doubt in my mind that the three pyramids in Freemasonry are dead wrong. They're venerating the age of Orion, when those three pyramids, let's go there. The lion laying down with the lamb and the three pyramids are these three stars. They used this image in the Lord of the Rings as the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye is the pineal gland. This is Fomalhaut in the middle. He looks like Saturn. If you've seen me, you have seen the Father. Hello? This is the right eye, the left eye, and the pineal gland, the third eye. That's what this is all about. All of it. It's to hide this fact from us. When you activate your pineal gland, a liquid comes out, and it is in appearance as milk and honey. When I popped my pineal gland and my higher self appeared to me, he was surrounded with, it was a white liquid gold light. I've talked about it, just bright liquid. It was almost like liquid sunshine, brighter than the sun. It was the land of milk and honey that activates, and when it does, it heals your body. It heals your mind because it sets you free from the illusion of death and hellfire, which is all a lie. Almost. I'm going to tell you, 2020 is fixing to make or break every one of you. Those of you that are delving in that fear porn shit, buying into those lies, and then perpetrate it on your channels, you will reap what you sow. Again, I'm going to tell you, hatred and fear make no one sick but the one who feels it. It empowers the other side. It disempowers you, and it makes your body ill. It calcifies your pineal gland, and it shuts you down. Get out of it. That's the last warning I'm going to give about that one. When you talk about Kabbalah, you have the three paths. The solar, the lunar, and then what? And what did we talk about what Da'at was? They hide it from us. They hide this from us. They don't want you to know. They put the planets in the wrong place. They put everything in the wrong place. But if you understand astrology, you'll understand it's not the solar path. It's not the lunar path. It's straight up the middle. The Kundalini rising straight up the middle to the pineal gland, and you get your crown chakra. But it's all about Saturn. He rules astrology. It's his magic circle. You're supposed to go straight up the middle. And what are we doing? We got Vedic astrology and sidereal astrology and lunar astrology and Persian astrology. All these different astrologies from these different ages. But we've never been given that straight and narrow path. The broad path leads to destruction. It is the straight and narrow. And there are few there who find it. We've been told aliens and angels. Yeah, they're aliens. They're all over the world, and they came from Europe. And they invaded every country on the planet. And they hook up with those in fire in Asia. Europe and Asia work together. They had a great plan to destroy America, and Islam was going to come over here and cut everybody's head off because it's the new age. South America and North America are the new age, and they want to decapitate it. So they want to send the Muslims over here, the fire worshippers, to kill everybody. It backfired. Now they are being inundated with the fire of Islam all over Europe. And they perpetrated this lie all over the world. They were using the people of the age of fire to destroy the age of air that is coming. And I saw a great war in heaven. There's only 3 places in the zodiac that can happen. And that is in the age of, oh, this one's completely upside down. This one they put, wow. They've got Aries at the top and going this way. That's a unique position. Boy, they done that one. They keep twisting it. They lock the heavens. They give us the wrong symbolism. So those from heaven to earth came. It's those from Libra to Virgo came. Those from Gemini to Taurus came. It's from one part of the world to the other. It's talking about migration. An alien. Everybody here in the Americas that are not Native American blood are freaking aliens. We come from somewhere else. We were born here, but we come from somewhere else. Those of us like me who are mixed, I've got both bloodlines. Those from water to air came. The war in heaven. There will be a great war on this planet. And it will be here. But they lose this time because the day will be shortened. The Antichrist, I just freaking revealed it. If you don't understand it, then maybe you weren't meant to. But it is the mutable cross came before the fixed cross. The robber and the thief are on either side. When you start reading, I don't give a damn what you read. Moby Dick is about Aquarius. Read it. See for yourself. He slays the whale. He's got to kill the whale, right? Moby Dick. They call me Ishmael. The opening line. Man of God. Aquarius. All right, this is starting to upset me a little bit. I get really hostile about this because I see straight through it. I can hear what I'm looking at. And I can see. I can see with my ears and I can hear with my eyes. I know the Bible, Bibble, Babble. I know who they are, what they did, when they did it, how they did it, and what their plan is. And I'm trying to pass this information on to you, but it's so hard to deprogram those that have been in the church or been in the school systems. You've all been initiated. If you were taught to read, you were initiated into the mysteries. And they consider us profane. The profane have caused a mutiny, and they're the ones guiding this shit right now. Luckily, Balaam comes, the teacher, the educator, the instructor, the guiding light that will teach you and guide you in all things. The Lord of the Rings. There's more than one way to destroy it.